Push and record. You're live.
Dude, I'm never. You know what? I tried donating blood, but I'm never going to do it again.
Why is that, Alan?
They ask too many questions. Whose blood is it? Where'd you get it from? Why is it in a bucket? I mean, what the hell, man? Just take it, dude. Just take it. You wanted me to donate it. Here you go.
Nice Halloween. Halloween-y time joke. I like it.
Yay. I was like, come on, where's... Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so welcome back, Weekenders, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Weekend from A to Z. This episode covers the weekend up to October the 27th, a.k.a. our Halloween episode, I guess. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to email us at theweekenda2z@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at A to Z Weekend. You can also locate us on YouTube, but you will have to search for us. It is a background with a lot of gummy worms. Past that, you can go to anchor.fm/A to Z Weekend, where you will find all 11 locations for our podcast.
What up, guys? Justin.
Alejandro.
I'm hopefully your new president, Scott Bailey.
Oh,
I'm so tired of all the political shit. Just look, can we? I mean, it's going to be over.
It'll be over in a week. Well,
it won't be over. But
it won't be over. The thing that gets me, I got the mail the other day, and I had zero mail. It was all flyers for candidates.
Yep.
And it was like there were like 8 of them, and it was like I don't even have real mail. I don't even have real junk mail. I didn't even get like the value saver or any shit like that.
Value pack coupons.
I didn't even get that. I didn't even get that shit. What I got was like so and so wants to abort babies in their 9th term, and so hates the police, and so it was like, come on.
It's like, did you guys get together? Because I got 2 of them at the same day on the same day. It's like so and so hates police, so and so loves police, and it's the same person. I'm like, what is it like? You guys,
it's Russia.
I'm so tired of it.
Ridiculous.
And then like Shannon, because of where she works, she has to deal with patients coming in and not just people. In general, coming
espousing their beliefs.
Yeah, and then of course but it's just weird. It's weird. I'm done with the politics. I've been done with it, but
well,
can't run away from it. It's on everything.
I'm not done with it till it's over, and it ain't gonna be over for a while.
I voted, so I have the right to complain when whoever doesn't do what I want them to do in office.
Well, it's I don't know. It's fucked. It's fucked, that's for sure. Anyway, give me some tech news.
Tech news. I don't really have much. The only thing I've got is the Apple Watch. So Apple Watch, the the new iPhone, the iPhone 12. So the little MagSafe thing on the back, that little MagSafe magnets they built into it. So, and this should be common sense, but apparently it should be, but apparently it's not. So the MagSafe charger will charge at 15 watts only if you're using Apple's power brick, not Apple's power brick, only if you're using a power brick that is more than 15 watts. So you have to buy Apple's 20-watt power brick. If you want to go the Apple route, you can go to Anker, Anker, on Amazon and buy one of their 20-watt power bricks, and it will charge your iPhone at the 15 watts. If you use like the 5-watt one, you're not going to get 15 watts out of the charger. Sorry, people. It should be obvious, but I'm sure it's not for some reason.
Again, it's not only that, but it's not like Apple sticking a 15-watt charger in the box, because there is no charger in the box, just like there is no headphones in the box.
Again, this would have been the perfect time to go, hey, we're going to go to USB-C, everybody. There's no charger in the box. There's no power brick in the box. You have a cable. Bam, USB-C. Let's get on with the program.
Nope.
Yeah, other than that, I don't really have any car news.
What about your car? Or are you going to do that in the weekend?
Oh, so Subaru called me yesterday. Subaru of America called me on Monday the 26th, and my case has been assigned to a lady, and she's, I sent her some documentation on last week. Like, hey, here's the estimate that they told me. It's like $8,900 and some change after tax and all that stuff to fix the car. And so obviously emailed Subaru of America and was like, man, I don't have $9,000 to fix the car. And even if I did, I'm going to go buy something else at that point. Maybe another Subaru, maybe not, maybe something else completely different. Alfa Romero, I like those. They look really nice, the Giulias. Sweet. But yeah, but so I was just like, I don't know what to do. So she called me on Monday and she, just kind of asking some basic questions about who owns the vehicle. Cause I'm still making payments on it. So we got that out of the way. And then after that, she said, well, I'll actually need to contact the dealership because the dealership, their estimate that they sent over is like one line item. The line item says P00A engine code, and then here's a price to fix it. And she was like,
$7,000.
So, but when I called the dealership, they told me it's to change all the timing components, all the cam gears, all the camshafts, cam carriers, timing chains, the whole shebang, the little oil filters that are inside the block, all that stuff. So it's like $4,200 in parts, and the rest of it's labor. And so I was telling the lady that the code that's showing that's being thrown is for the passenger side intake cam, and so I'm like, just replace that one, just replace that cam gear. It's for the cam gear. It's not for anything else, But I said I understand from the business side. Let's just replace all of it so that the customer doesn't come back 6 months later and go, hey, there's something else that's broken. You guys didn't do your job. So again, we'll see. So she said, I'll get a call by tomorrow and she's going to let me know what they plan to do. If they're able to do any wiggle room on the price after she got I assume that she got a broken down estimate, like here's all the parts and here's all the prices. And then she'll call me and let me know all right, well, here's what's going on, or here's what we're able to do. That's the call I'm going to get. Here's what we're able to do.
I have a feeling that you're going to end up trading it in. I have a feeling. I think that's what's gonna go down. Because I don't think Subaru of America is gonna cover. If anything, they'll cover half, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think that's about all you're gonna get.
And see, that's the thing I told in my email. I emailed and said, I can go buy a built block for $3,200. Yeah, I mean, granted, that's I still need the heads and the timing components, but still, that's a built block at that point for $3,200. You guys are telling me it's $9,000 for timing components? Like, nah, I don't think so. And then even then, I even said I can go buy a used motor for $1,200, $1,500, depending. But as again, at that point, I'm kind of subject to. Did the other person actually take care of the motor? Did they not do it? What's going on with it?
Yeah.
So, and then on top of that, I was like, my car is worth maybe 16, maybe, and you're telling me that's going to cost $10,000. If I go and, punch a light pole and just barely damage the car, and my car's totaled. If you're going to tell me it's $9,000 to fix the motor, so my car's totaled.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to throw $9,000 in the car. Now,
sounds like it makes some sense to them. A lot of sense.
It makes some sense to them. A lot of it, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I've been looking at the Civic Type R a lot. I really, really like it, but it's not all-wheel drive, and there's not really any other all-wheel drive car out there that I'm really interested in.
An R?
It's Volkswagen. I'm not.
Hey,
I'm not a fan of.
Whoa.
I am not a fan of Euro cars. They're super expensive to work on. Everything costs like an arm and a leg with those things, and I don't want to deal with it.
I believe you're having a super expensive time too, sir.
I am having a super expensive time, and
I'm sorry. I don't mean to kick you when you're down.
No, it's okay.
No, kick him. It's fun.
My brother. So my dumbass brother has he's got an Audi, an A5, and it's obviously a Euro car. I mean, he's poured a ton of money into it to get it to where it is now, and he's got an issue now that he hadn't had fixed for whatever reason. But to me, I'm just, how much is your oil change, Scott?
$80, I think.
Yeah, that's about average. That's how much it costs me if I go to the dealership. $80.
Well, I mean, Scott doesn't have. I mean, you have a GTI, right?
Yep.
Yeah, a GTI, a Volkswagen GTI is very different than an M3 or anything along,
Porsche Cayman or something.
Yeah, or anything, anything Mercedes or whatever. So I mean, that's it. Scott's car is still in the
affordable.
Affordable fun car.
It's
Yeah.
I mean, there's not many. You have the Civic Type R, which I don't like.
I
With
like
all the
it.
dude, with all the body styling and stuff on it, it
Daddy
looks like
likes it.
it looks like
Listen.
looks like a dwarf Batmobile.
It's
ridiculous.
It is functional. It is functional.
It is a dwarf Batmobile.
And no, you're right. It looks like. If you ask a little kid to draw a car, they're gonna draw. I mean, they're gonna draw what they think is cool, and it's gonna have like a big ass wing on it. It's gonna have all kinds of
At least with
extra
the Subi.
accoutrements.
At least with the Subi, other than the big STI wing that you put on there, or other people put big wings on their on their WRX. The body styling is pretty standard, other than the scoop on the hood. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like it's one of those things. Like if you look at it and you don't notice that it has a scoop on it, you're like, oh, that's just any other car. I'm a fan of the sleeper. I love the sleeper car.
Yeah.
And it's functional. The Civic Type R doesn't seem functional to me.
It is.
Is it a 2-door? Is it a 4-door?
No, it's a 4-door.
Okay.
It's a 4-door. The Type R is
you're
anyway.
Family cars now, so can't go 2-door. That's backing up.
No. Yeah, not until we get like done with the kids, then we can go 2-door. And if
See,
we go 2-door,
here's
at that
the thing.
point, mommy's getting a 2-door. Daddy's
No. You can get a 2-door as long as mommy has the big car for the family, because you can drive the big mommy car around.
True. That's true.
Because that's what we did.
I hear, why do we have to take my car all the time? Well, no one will fit in mine. Oh, so when I remember saying that when we were buying the car, and I'm like, oh, yeah, but is your car fun to drive? No, mine is.
See, with my wife, it's let's take my car. Why? Because I don't like the way your car rides, because it has stiffer suspension and and all of that kind of stuff. Also, she can't drive my car because she doesn't drive standard. So
yeah, Shannon cannot drive my car because
it's one of those things where it's like you can get whatever you want. You can go get a GT86 right now and soup it up and put a turbo on it or put a blower on it. Can you imagine a GT86 with as much horsepower as your car has? That thing would be amazing.
It would. The turbo kits that are out for the GT86, I think, after tuning, should bump it up to maybe around 290 horsepower.
Exactly.
It's fun to drive, sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still high compression at that point. You're only pushing like 8 pounds of boost, maybe 10.
So anyway, I'm just saying that there's options out there.
Civic Type,
because you can go get a used 86 and then do some fun stuff to it, and then do some really fun stuff to it.
It still makes it, I don't know, to me it's I like the 86, don't get me wrong.
And
I like the way it looks,
and at that point you're dealing with Toyota instead of Subaru.
It's still a Subaru motor,
but you're dealing with Toyota instead of Subaru.
That's also true.
And that's all I'm saying, is because from everything that I've heard is, and from stuff that I see online too, is taking anything to the dealership to a Subaru dealership is always a nightmare. Unless you're doing routine maintenance for your Crosstrek or your Outback or whatever. If you've done mods to you're dealing with it now. Any mods to your car, you're getting your teeth kicked in. And I don't think Toyota's going to do that.
I always wonder, like, how do the STI guys get away with it? How is it that you have like tons of modded STIs, and it seems like nobody bats an eye at them? Or maybe they're just built differently from like
because they've had the same power plant for
like 10 years.
No, longer.
It's longer than that. It's been like 30 almost, something crazy like that.
But that's what it is.
And the WRX have different engines in them.
Yes. The STI is a 2.5 liter motor that's been around since
03,
different iterations of it, but yeah, since like 02. Well, in America, since 02.
Sounds like that's what you need to put in your car.
At that point, I would just go get an STI, but then the next one's going to come out in 3 years, so it's like, well, I'm just going to wait. At that point, I would just wait. I'd go buy a beater Civic or something for a couple years, pay for it cash.
What I would do, yeah.
I don't know. It depends on what they put in the new one. And then at that point, it's like, do I still want another WRX at that point, or an STI? Do I
and
really
then
want
at that,
one
if the STI
and deal with these issues all over again?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, granted, it's the Subaru Ascent motor the Ascent motor that's in it at when it'll be in there now. But then again, it's going to be another first gen with a new motor, a variant of the Subaru Ascent motor. So it's not going to be the same as the one that's in the Ascent now.
The EJ25D was introduced in 1996.
Okay.
So we're 24 years into that engine.
Almost 30 years, yeah.
And so did you know that Honda was pulling out of F1? I'm sorry, I was going to transition there.
That's fine. Transition.
Yeah, so that's some big news. Verstappen, they're trying to keep Honda, kind of keep it going. They're making some changes in the aerodynamics, which it's just amazing that little bitty changes can get you 3 to 4 more miles per hour, per se. I don't know.
So why is Honda pulling out of F1?
They've done what they wanted to do, the testing that they wanted to do. That's their excuses, or that's their reason. We did what we want. Now we're good. See you later.
Interesting.
I feel so used.
Yeah.
So this past weekend, Formula One, Heineken Grand Prix in Portugal. First time that this race F1 has been at Portugal. So it was very evident the first lap. Oh my goodness, it was exciting. The first lap, they were all over the place, way outside. I don't know that I've seen so many penalties for being outside the track. It was quite a bit of them. Actually, there was one guy that had 25, I forgot who it was, but he had 25 seconds of penalty time because he was going off course so far. But yeah, guess who the top winner, or the winners? Top winners. What does that mean? Top three guys. Yep. Who won the podium, guys?
Those same guys.
Lewis Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas, and Max Verstappen. But check this out. So Hamilton finished the race in 1 hour and 29 minutes. Bottas followed him, but was behind him 25 seconds. That's a huge lead. 25 seconds before second place even crosses the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
Third place, 34 seconds behind the leader. That's
great. That's an eternity.
Yeah, I mean, here's the first one. You're waiting around the corner for the next one. You can go get a popcorn and soda and watch the second guy cross the line. So, yeah, that was pretty crazy. So big weekend for Lewis Hamilton. This win put him first in history with the most wins, 92 wins in his career, and that beats out Michael Schumacher, who had 91, and then Sebastian Vettel with 52. So the third place guy for all-time wins is 40-something wins behind the top two. That's a big one. Yeah. It was a great race. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, that first lap, it was just crazy. But then I got a little sad entertainment news for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Gwen Stefani is off the market. She was on my top 5 of if it is able to happen, whatever that list is.
I thought she was with what's his name?
Yeah, Blake Shelton.
Yeah.
They're getting married. I think they've just been dating these years.
Oh, I never realized that I thought they were married long ago.
Well, they acted like it. It was making me a little jealous.
They acted like it, living in sin.
Not sure I'm a Blake Shelton fan now.
Heathens.
Thanks a lot, Blake. Yeah.
Oh, I mean.
But yeah.
No, I loved Gwen Stefani. Gwen Stefani at the time was the epitome of the 90s girl.
Yes.
When she was in No Doubt and during the Tragic Kingdom days and all of that stuff. She was who was it? Like the 3 like top 90s girls would have been Drew Barrymore.
Okay.
Gwen Stefani.
Yep.
And
man, who would that be? I'd almost throw Jennifer Aniston up there for some reason.
No, I'm skewing a little younger. Not Jennifer Love Hewitt. Who was the other girl that was on Party of 5?
Oh, I was going to say Jennifer Garner. Never mind.
Yeah, that's a good one.
She started the one that starred in all the Scream movies.
Oh, Courtney Cox.
No, not Courtney Cox.
Oh, she was in Scream, right?
She was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carmen Electra.
Hold on. No, I'm looking it up. It is.
I was gonna look it up, too.
too.
I'm at a hot chicks.
Nev Campbell.
Oh,
Neve Campbell.
yes. She was
Nev
Pearl Harbor
Campbell.
too, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, those would have been like my 3 top like women that epitomized the 1990s, you know, that young or like mid to late 1990s would have been Gwen Stefani, Drew Barrymore, and Nev Campbell. And there are others that you could throw in there for good measure, Elijah Dushku and some others. But yeah, those are the girls that were like, yeah, that's if I think of them in my brain, I think of them from that era.
Elijah Dushku.
Yes.
Yeah, from the girl next door.
Oh, really?
No, that's the movie. Yeah,
No, that's not the movie.
I thought it was.
No. Elijah Dushku was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel and Dollhouse. Hold on.
I got a laptop right here. You know, I should be.
Not the girl next door. That's a
No,
horror
you're
movie.
thinking of Alicia Cuthbert.
Oh, yeah.
Elijah Dushku was. Hold on. Come along, internet.
Elijah Dushku.
She was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Hmm.
Hold on.
All right, we're looking her up. We got Jay and Silent Bob.
Here, Elijah Dushku. Look at your screen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd put her up there.
So,
God, I'm a perv. Sorry, HR light just went off, guys.
HR Light. No. But those are the women that I would have been like, oh, 1990s girls. Yeah, that's who it is. But no, I'm sorry that that Gwen Stefani is now off the market for you.
Yes, it is. It is sad. It is sad. It's her. I got a new one. Twig, aka Twig. I love female swingers. If they swing too, it's fine.
Whoa!
What is that? A Freudian slip there?
Yeah, that's definitely a Freudian slip.
But yeah, and then my newest one, I'll think of her and I'll just yell her name out here in a little while. But yeah, she's. I think that she takes the cake. But anyway, before I might think of her during my weekend. But how was y'all's? What'd y'all do this weekend?
Not much. I'll go first. Mine was a slight bit tragic. Not slight bit. It was kind of tragic. I had a friend that I went to high school with passed away on Friday from cancer.
Oh, damn.
Me too.
So, wow. He's a great guy. His name was Andy Holzman. The guy that everybody loved, kind of a thing. I mean, that's who he was. So this is the first time I'm dealing with somebody who has everybody else that I know from high school that has passed away. It's done so in like some sort of tragedy. You know what I mean? Where it was unexpected, whether it was a car accident or someone was stupid and overdosed on something or whatever. This is the first one where he was diagnosed with esophageal cancer back last December. So 10 months.
Wow.
And
Wow.
he was given, they told him at the time that he had 3 to 4 years to live if he did chemo and all that stuff. And so he did chemo, and, you know, they had a GoFundMe, and I donated to that a couple of times. And he was the one that had, he was the guy that even though when it sucked and he would bitch, he would do it like with a smile on his face or laughing or whatever. Like it was esophageal cancer, so he couldn't eat anything or he'd throw up. He found that he could eat Nutter Butter cookies. That's all and they would stay down. And he like posted on Facebook how fucking excited he was that he could eat fucking Nutter Butters. He was like, I have something I can eat, and it's cookies, and it's peanut butter, and I'm so happy. But yeah, his wife had posted on Wednesday. So he had gone in, he wasn't able to keep anything down anymore for a while. So they said, okay, we'll put a feeding tube in. They put a feeding tube in. The feeding tube, he was having internal bleeding. They had surgery to get that stopped. He was in a lot of pain, and they said there's nothing else that they could do for him surgically to help him with his pain. He went into hospice and was in hospice for 7 days. And I had been talking with his wife online a little bit so that she could, who is a girl that I went to high school with as well. Because the last check that he got was for like half the amount that they were expecting. So she was like, guys, I'm going through this and I don't have money. And I was like, listen, I can give you money. I can do it through the account, through the GoFundMe, or I can, how can I get you money? And so I was going back and forth with her on that. And she texted me at like 11 o'clock Friday night and told me just minutes after he had gone that he had passed. So, that was it was weird sitting in a house by myself, 11:30 at night. Everybody else is asleep and I'm having to deal with this kind of stuff. And then Saturday morning, I got several calls from different people that I had gone to high school with, telling me that they had knew or had heard or whatever. It was I don't know. It was just a really surreal weekend. So, sorry that he's gone. Sorry that Andy's gone, but happy that he's no longer in pain. He was a great guy. He was, and it's one of those things where people always say, like, after somebody dies, nobody says like that guy was a dick. Everybody always says like he was so nice and so great. This is the one guy where I could be like, no, I think that
they might say that about my brother.
I couldn't. Yeah, I would probably say that about your brother, but I wouldn't. But he's the one guy that I can't think of anybody that has had an ill word with him. The first time I knew him when we were in like junior high. He was 2 years older than me, so he was in 8th grade. I was in 6th grade, and what did he do? We were hanging out outside the band hall. I didn't know anybody. I knew people in the band, but I wasn't in band. And it was one morning it was time for us to leave. And every morning, the bell rings and we all walk to class or whatever. And this one kid who was in 6th grade, not me, just said, he was like, hey, it's our annual meeting, our annual departure time. And Andy just looked at him in 8th grade, just looked at him and goes, dumbass, annual means yearly. And just with a big smile on his face and like patting the guy on the back, like, I'm gonna roast you, but it's for your own good, because now you'll never, because it's one of those things, I will never get the word annual mistaken ever again in my life because I witnessed that happen. So, but yeah, Andy was a great guy. So, he will be sorely missed, and my thoughts and everything go out to his wife and their son. So anyway, that's really all I did this weekend, was kind of field those questions, field those things, and just kind of was in a sour mood most of the weekend. You know what I mean? Went and had, on Sunday, we went out and had In-N-Out because I was craving In-N-Out. So that's about it. Well, I grew up in Southern California from the time I was 4 to the time I was 10. So I am both an In-N-Out guy and a Whataburger guy, because in my brain, they're two completely different things.
Yes. When you can't get bacon in a burger,
they're definitely
not a bacon burger.
It's one of those things. I eat Whataburger more often than I eat In-N-Out, and
Rightfully so.
they're both fairly close to me. But In-N-Out's nostalgia, In-N-Out's childhood, In-N-Out. You know, I can get an animal style with well done fries, and I'm a happy guy.
Well done fries.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that everybody, you know, the Texas people bitch about
Secret menu.
is that they're, you know, Whataburger is the fries, and the secret is everything that happens at In-N-Out, because all they, you know, it's burgers and fries is really all that they have. You know, their menu is very simple, but they have all the secret menu stuff, and if you know what that is, you can change stuff up. Like you can get a double, which is their double meat, double cheese.
Ooh.
Or you can get a 4x4, which is 4 meat, 4 cheese. You can get it protein style, which is no bun, lettuce. You can get it animal
4x4.
4x4.
4x4 and 4x4. What was the lettuce? Add that in there.
4x4 protein style.
4x4 protein style.
I never knew about the 4x4.
Yeah. I mean, but one of the things that you can also get your burger mustard fried, which is they take your burger patty, dip it in yellow mustard, and then fry it on the griddle.
I might try that.
It's one of the it's one of the things. If you don't know, you don't know. But you can make it. But one of the things they'll do is they will cook your fries well done, because all of their fries are made fresh. They have the potato thing there, and they cut the fries there. But they'll put them in but they only put them in for so long. So if you ask for well done fries, they'll double dip your fries into the oil. They'll cook them twice, basically.
Nice.
So I like a well done fry just because you can taste the difference in the potato. So I just got a double. I got a double animal style, and animal style is basically, instead of raw onion, it's caramelized onions.
Yeah, it's also got that sauce on it.
Thousand Island.
Yeah.
It's their secret sauce. You can also say don't put the sauce on there. It's you know, but it's animal style, and then I had a double animal style, a well done fries, and a strawberry shake, and that's my go-to In-N-Out order. But yeah, so we had to go there we didn't have to go there. I just needed a little bit of a pick me up, a little bit of a after dealing with all that kind of stuff all weekend.
Yeah. So favorite burger joint?
Oh,
depends on the burger.
Well, my favorite burger, non-fast food place. So fast food places, I would include Whataburger and In-N-Out and all of those, you know, everything like that. All of those are included. Favorite burger, Rodeo Goat.
Rodeo Goat. And where is is there more than one?
Yes.
There's one in off of 7th Street there's one off of 7th Street in Fort Worth, and there's one I believe there's one in Deep Ellum, in Dallas. And that's my favorite burger place to go to. It's a lot like, what's that other place? It reminds me a lot of what Twisted Root used to be.
Gotcha.
Like Twisted Root was really good, but I think they opened up too many locations too quickly.
Are they even open anymore?
I think
they are. I think they're closed. Yeah, I've been to a couple in the chairs, and during prime time, the chairs have been up on the tables.
Oh, really? Wow. I don't know. I haven't been since the pandemic, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, Twisted Root started out, you know, great, and then it just kind of got too big. I think too big too fast. Whereas Rodeo Goat has, like, their whole thing is about the different kind of burgers you can get, and the weird, I don't want to say weird, but the different stuff that you can get on them. And they always had, like, the last time I went, they had you could order they had like two burgers they were pitting against each other, where it was like, do you want this one or do you like this one? It was like, and if you liked it for, and you would vote with your order, kind of a thing.
Hey, being a West Coast guy, are you familiar with Fat Burger?
Fat Burger was not around when I was there.
I'm so sorry for you.
It's okay. I think they're building one somewhere.
Yeah, there's one in what is the Aggies? Where's that at? College
Station.
And I think there's one over in Fort Worth area as well. And that's just far. But you know what? I've flown to California for a Fat Burger, so Fort Worth is close. Yeah, I love me some Fat Burgers.
Fat Burger. There's one in North Richland here. There's one in North Richland Hills. That's a Fat Burger, which is close to me. So I may have to go.
My go-to, if my favorite burger spot would be Hop Dotty's.
Hop Dotty's okay. There's one close to me. It's what did I not like about it? I don't know. It was an okay burger, but it wasn't anything special. And it seemed to me like their specialty burgers were not like, my wife got one and it was like the brunch burger or something. And instead of it being like a hamburger patty, it was a breakfast sausage patty with like an egg on it. And it was okay, but it wasn't anything to, it wasn't like, oh, this beats all or anything like that. So
yeah,
it was a West Coast hamburger joint that I recommend. We've actually got one on Lower Greenville, and that is Slater's 50/50, where they take a pound of bacon and a pound of hamburger and mix it all together, and then that's your patty. Then you can put more bacon on it, and then cheese. Yeah.
What? Slater's 50/50.
Slater's 50/50.
Okay, that's the new spot.
Check that out.
They're a sponsor next week. Come on, Slater's, help us out.
Yeah,
heck yeah. No, but yeah, that's my favorite burger joint is Rodeo Goat in Fort Worth. That's my. If I'm gonna drive anywhere to go get a burger, that would be the place I would drive to get a burger.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's gonna be, usually it's 8 out of 10 times it's Whataburger, and then it'll be something. Then it'll be like In-N-Out, or even like shitty McDonald's, or occasionally Jack in the Box.
Ooh, the Baconator.
That's Wendy's.
Okay, sorry, I get those two confused. The ultimate bacon cheeseburger.
Yes, bacon ultimate cheeseburger.
Grease just dripping down your face and your hands, and you're like,
I'm down with the sourdough Jack though.
Sourdough Jack. The bread is good, and I think I've had one. I agree. Yes, they are good.
Sourdough Jack is good. But yeah, and if I go to Whataburger, I have two go-to Whataburgers orders. It's either a number 5, which is the bacon cheeseburger. It's either I get the bacon cheeseburger, fries, and a drink, or I get patty melt, onion rings, and a drink.
I had a girlfriend that I used to make her melt. Her name was Patty too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Sorry.
Shout out to you, Patty.
Yeah. All right. So my weekend, aside from car stuff, Friday was my 980 schedule, so I was off, but I had to log in for some couple meetings. Saturday, I was supposed to be off as well, but we had a release. So I worked, but hey, this is all overtime, so I'm not complaining. Yes, I'm salary, and we get overtime.
Nice. Yeah. Can I? How do I get a job there?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that part out.
Listen, dude, I will stop shelling and shelling for Cadillac cars and start shelling for Toyota cars.
Yeah.
I liked Cadillac cars, but Toyotas do make a fine automobile.
They do make a fine automobile. So I've been watching like these option videos about the Yaris GR. It looks pretty freaking awesome. I want one, but we'll see if it comes to America. No, we're getting the Corolla GR. They haven't told us at work, but we're getting the Corolla GR.
You can get that then. Hold on to your Rexy Rex for a little bit. I mean,
listen, I'm trying to get to the point to where they pay me for a car, and then I'll get the Corolla GR. Like,
you can, or what you can do is, what kind of vehicle does Shannon have?
Ford Fusion 2018.
Yeah, she has a Ford Fusion. You can get a big old SUV, like a Highlander or something like that, for her to drive, and you can get a motorcycle.
I was looking at the Mercedes SUVs actually.
Motorcycle. That's what what you should have taken from that.
That's the number you should have taken.
That's the hint that you should have taken.
Ducati Diavolo. That's the only one I would get right now.
You don't even need to get something like that. I mean,
I'm done with crotch rockets. I can't. I mean, I can do them, but I'm done with.
You can get a Moto Guzzi V7. You can get a.
No, I'm not into like the. I'm not into the. Oh crap! What kind of bike is it?
Cafe?
Yeah, I'm not in the cafe racers.
Really?
Not my style. Yeah, not my style.
Get a nice scrambler like the picture that Scott showed us a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I believe Ducati has a scrambler. Ducati does have a scrambler.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, you can get that, save on gas, and I mean, listen, you live how far away from your job? 2 miles?
2 miles from work.
Come on.
Well, hold on. 2 miles from work, but we're not going back in the office until June 2021. So I'll be working from home till then.
Exactly. Yeah, 2021.
Yeah, 2021, people. That's how it is.
Yeah, I think that my office hasn't said anything like that, but it'll probably be the same way.
Yeah. So that was Friday. Saturday, we had my buddy Theron took his wife out for a date since they had their new child. So we watched their kids for a little bit.
Didn't he have like 18 kids?
He does.
He has 5 now. Right? He has 5 now.
Oh,
jeez. Yeah. So it was you, your wife, and you were outnumbered 3-1.
Mm-hmm. His kids are fantastic.
They are.
I mean, Isaiah had a ton of fun playing with their second to youngest, and they could both go to the same like preschool. So, yeah, he had a ton of fun. The older kids had fun. Shannon took them out to a trunk or treat thing. You know, you drive through in the car.
Yeah.
So she did that and kept them occupied while I was here working. Saturday morning, I had to go. I didn't have to. I went to Rudy's, which was actually really enjoyable. Got my Mighty Man bracelet, and I missed out on the canoe trip. I after they talked about it and how the other guys had their takeaways about.
I saw you on the stage.
I was on stage. Yes. Alonzo was on stage too, and he didn't go to the canoe trip.
Oh, we're gonna have to have words with Alonzo.
Hey, they just called it Mighty Men, so that's why I went. But yeah, so I mean, after hearing like I've heard. I mean, it's every year that they do the canoe trip, and you know, you hear the stories of. You know, the relationships built there, and and you know, sure, it's camping and it's, you know, broing out with the guys to an extent, but at the same time, it's not just camping. It's not just, you know, hey, we're gonna bro out and
no, there's a lot more that goes
hunting
on there that's a lot spiritual than just broing out. So yeah,
yeah. So I'm gonna make it a point to go next year.
I'll be going in April.
Yeah, in April. So I'm making a point to go do that.
Where did they go?
That was.
Is it
they
local?
went to Broken Bow this time.
Okay.
I think they go somewhere different every year.
I think, it looks like maybe Broken Bow might be the thing, though, with the campsite and the game they did. That might be the area.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, they do like the first day was like a 14-mile canoe thing or kayaking. And then the second day was 6 miles. They saw 4 bald eagles. Which is
poor eagles.
Nuts to me.
Eagles deserve hair too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I mean, still,
hair's overrated.
To see 4 of these birds that are not like they're solitary. They're lone wolves, and to see 4 of them, and you're like, all right, that's. I know that's pretty freaking special. Exactly. It's pretty special. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So that was pretty much Saturday. Sunday, I went to church on Sunday. Service was really enjoyable. After that, we went to my parents' house and hung out there. Brought them lunch, and we played Parcheesi, in which my mom won again.
She cheats. I bet she cheats.
Listen, she's got there's weighted dice or something, but we'll it's so funny because we'll switch out dice. We're like, I'll take that dice, you take this one, and then she's like, roll it, bam, 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 bam. This is the number I need. She's like, how many do I need to knock you back home? Like 1, 2, 3. Okay, bam, 3. And I'm like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah. So she's gangster. She is. And so we did that and hung out there for a while. Came back here and had movie time with the little guy, and then put him to bed. And
What was
made his
movie
lunch
time?
for-
That good,
was
huh?
last night. No, last night was A Princess and the Frog.
Ah,
Oh, that's.
little New
Have you seen that
Orleans.
Yeah.
I don't think
nice.
I've seen that one.
I've seen bits and pieces of it before, like a while ago, but
Mhm.
yeah, this is the first time I actually got to like paying attention to it and watching it.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, it was good. And I don't know, what did we watch the other night? I think Moana is what we watched the other night on Sunday night.
Yeah, that one
So.
brought some tears to my eyes. I didn't say that. What? I'm
No,
a-
Moana's actually really good. I like it. Yeah, really, really good. Because I'm shiny. All right, that's about it. Other than that, just waiting on Subaru to see what they're going to do, and yeah, working.
My weekend was exciting. It started off by cleaning the bathroom at our house because we were prepping for people to come over on Saturday. After I got that all cleaned up, sat down, had a IPA, and started Raised by Wolves. I will say that first episode, if it was just a movie, I'd been good with it. But I would give the second episode another try. And I liked the second episode. That first episode, it was like a little slow, wasn't much going on, but there was a lot going on. I don't know how to explain it like that, but it really was weird. It was weird. And mom and dad, mother and father, that mother, don't mess with her.
Do not mess with mother.
Holy cow. How far in are you now?
I'm only on the second. So are y'all all on the second?
We finished.
We finished it.
So I love the second episode where that other android came down and he said, yeah, she's just lower end. Won't be difficult to take care of her. He did that so much foreshadowing right there. I was like, you're about to get your ass kicked, dude.
Yeah.
That was a good show. And the other character on there, the one with the beard, loved him in Vikings. Ragnarok.
Drusus. Yeah.
So
Marcus.
It's
Marcus.
Cool to watch him. I'm enjoying that. But yeah, Saturday went to Rudy's. Was introduced to a young boy joining the Mighty Men at Rudy's. He's 12 years old. His name's Jason. I think we've discussed it. Maybe looking at a couple things, and yeah, he wants to be a part of the media at church, and he's wanting to do this. And I think that's kind of strange for a kid that age, but I admire it, if that makes sense. So, help him out wherever I can. Let's see. Came back home after that, picked up the bedroom, took a nap because I like naps. Not really.
Oh, I love naps. What do you mean, not really?
Because I'm going to miss something. Something's going to be missed, and I'm not going to be a part of it.
Sleep is what you're missing. That's what you're missing. Sleep.
No, I'm down with a nap. Always down for a nap.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what my problem is, but I'm just not. It drives me crazy.
Well, there's the thing. A nap is 45 minutes to an hour. That's a nap. You don't. You can even do shorter nap, but if you're going to lay down for 3 hours, just go to bed.
Okay.
That's what my naps turn into. They're like 2 hours, 2.5.
Yeah.
No, a nap is 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
And that's what you do, and you go to sleep. Other than that, you might as well just turn it in.
Yeah.
We had a couple friends come over Saturday night, had a couple drinks before we went to the Halloween party. And hence the beard, guys.
Well, I'll tell you what.
My wife was a tiger, and I was the Tiger King. You know what
So
I'm saying?
those that are just listening, if you're watching on YouTube, you get to see this great, amazing picture. But if you're just listening, it is Scott in his. I don't even know how to describe that. It's like a black and gold lame suit or jacket or something. His wife is wearing a tiger striped shirt, and she has like tiger makeup on. And Scott has a mullet wig, and he's shaved his beard into a Fu Manchu.
Well, yeah.
Oh my! It was quite a night, guys. It was quite a night. Did some
That is epic.
little drink in there. I won't lie, not much. I like to get up in the morning and feel good, so that doesn't go very far. I think I had 4 beers, but in 4 beers anymore, I'm ruined the next day. I don't. It takes a lot. It takes a lot out of me. But we made it. We made it. Sunday, Frisco
Looks
Diner.
like we made it.
Yeah. Listen, all of that hangover stuff can be combated with the right over-the-counter pharmaceutical needs.
Vitamins.
I studied it because for a long time while I was working in hospital in a pharmacy, I was also the manager of a bar, and so I would have to tie one on kind of late at night sometimes, and I know what to do to make you feel fine in the morning.
Hey Justin, why is this bottle in here halfway empty? I don't know.
None of your damn business.
Sunday had the greatness of the French Connection. That's one big, thick Texas toast, French toast with some scrambled eggs and 4 pieces of bacon with some orange juice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Went to church, got to see Alan sit in the back row. The guy that visited us was from California, and his church, he thought it was interesting that he got to speak in front of people. It's shut down there. But he is in charge of the
Dream Center in L.A.
LA Dream Center. And I am now signed up to go serve out there next June. So it'll be my first mission trip. So
what is the Dream Center?
It is an old hospital, actually. The hospital that this place is in has filmed quite a few movies, and Freddy Krueger's boiler room is down in the basement. I believe Jason Voorhees was cared there for a little bit.
I think some of the Michael Myers films were done there too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Tammy, when I came home and told her what I did, she goes, "So the week before, we're just going to binge on these movies, right?"
You're like, no, I don't need
to get stuck. So the LA Dream Center is a hospital that each floor is dedicated to a certain group of people. One homeless veterans, homeless female veterans, and it goes up by each floor like that. And then they actually take care of since schools are closed there, and or if they're online, a lot of the families can't afford Wi-Fi. They can't afford computers for the kids, so they don't do anything. The Dream Center picks these kids up, brings them to the Dream Center, and has these they're not rooms, they're just tables that have walls around them that block the kids off, but they teach them there. So they provide laptops and tablets for them, and obviously Wi-Fi for the kids to do school. So
it's cool. Good. I like that.
Yeah, very, very cool.
So looking forward to my first mission trip next summer.
Nice.
Continued watching Raised with the Wolves. Got to episode 2. I will continue watching it. I almost did not because of episode 1. Like I said, there was a lot there, but it was not anything there. I couldn't. It was hard. But yeah, reminded me a little bit of Dune. I was expecting some huge worms to jump out of the.
Yeah. All you have are the fossilized
skeletons. Yeah,
skeletons of the big snakes or worms or whatever.
And then I guess y'all are done. So blowing up the ark, boy, she's
pretty deep.
Delicious.
It's pretty deep.
Yeah, it was like I remember when I watched that episode. I was like, she's taking their craft and she's gonna go up there and she's gonna. Oh crap! I was like, oh crap! She's just destroying the whole thing. It was like, oh wow! All right, okay. She stole the kids and she killed basically.
She camouflaged herself to look like Marcus going up there. Yeah. Well, what's going on with you? What's wrong with you? Yeah. It's like, dude. Yeah. Do not mess with her. It's crazy. Yeah. It's a good show though. It's a good show. It's a good sci-fi show.
So all the way through, overall good.
See, what's up with your voice, dude?
Did you just do something again?
I don't know what it is. Maybe the connection.
Yeah, anyway. You're down an octave again.
Down an octave.
I'm going to see.
But no, but to answer your
them
question,
doors and turn the light. That's what you got to sing.
yeah, and turn the lights on.
Down low.
But yeah, no, throughout the thing, I think it's a good show. I think it's a good sci-fi show. If just remember that for me, I was like, if I were to tell people to watch it, I would say, remember that it's a sci-fi show. Just remember that it's a sci-fi show, and you'll be fine.
No, I thought it was a great show. Oh, the other thing I did this weekend, I watched all of season 2 of The Boys, so we can talk about that in the second segment if you want to.
Yeah.
Cool. This is a good time for us to take a break.
It is
Sure.
time.
Hey, man.
What the fuck is up with your voice, dude? I don't know what you've done. This is the second episode that you've done it on, but it's...
Promise it's not me. I hope it's just not this mic. It sure is a new mic.
I promise it's not me.
Yeah, promise. It's not me. It's the mic. Magic.
Hello,
mic.
ladies. Yeah, magic mic.
All right, I'm gonna go grab
And with
some.
that, we're going to break.
We're gonna take a break.
And
we're back.
there we go.
Lock them doors and turn the lights down low.
We're gonna get demonetized for that. I don't think we're getting.
Yeah.
We don't monetize. It's fine.
We don't monetize. Yeah, it's all good.
Well, we don't monetize. The reason
How
we
do
don't
we
monetize.
monetize? I don't even know how.
Well, I think you were doing it before, but I think it was.
No.
We kept getting those copyright restrictions on stuff.
When I upload,
Mhm.
I don't do. I mean, I don't check off any options as far as like monetization.
Oh, okay.
It's just as soon as it uploads, their algorithm just goes, nope.
All right. Well, whatever. Fine. Good deal. Yeah, but it's because we were doing the trailers and stuff, and it was kicking people. You know, it's like if you have music or whatever, they're like, no, can't do that. It's weird because there are YouTube channels that I watch where it's like they'll be, I don't know, outside somewhere. You know, like they'll be playing mini golf, and every mini golf course has like a little local radio station on in the background, and they'll have to like cut the audio and put in like non-copywritten music up so that they can have their, I don't know. It just seems ridiculous. It's like you can tell they weren't trying to use this song to make money or whatever.
These rules, I wish it was explained to me, because if I say, hey, this was Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet, and just give it credit somewhere, and that makes it okay, or no?
I have no idea.
It's
But it's the thing, like even if you give them credit, you would have to give them a portion of the proceeds that you make from whatever, because their music was on it. It's real dumb. Anyway, what we were going to talk about is The Boys season 2. So we're going to be spoilerific. So if you have not seen The Boys season 2, number one, I highly recommend watching both seasons. It's such a great show.
Number 2, turn it off here because spoiler alert.
Yeah. I watched it in one fell swoop. I watched all 8 episodes back to back this weekend, and it was so damn good.
Really,
it was so good. It took a little while for it to get going. It took me through about until the 3rd episode. I could have turned it off during the 1st or 2nd episode because there was a lot of it wasn't even really backstory, and it wasn't that it was bad, but it just didn't. I can see why Prime put out the first 3 episodes all at one time instead of it being just one episode at a time,
a week,
because I think they wanted you could get that a little bit of a binge in and be hooked for it, because man, so there's some crazy twists and turns this season. It's following really nothing of the comics anymore, which is totally fine. But yeah, it's not really following the way the comics went. But there are certain hints to the comics in there, which is pretty cool. But man, let's see, I don't even know where to start. Where do we start?
We got a new character, Stormfront. And,
yes, so Stormfront came in, and Stormfront was in the comics, but in the comics was a man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Stormfront was a man.
Look like
Just like the Senator Newman, who's in this second season. In The Boys itself, it was it's a takeoff on Vic Newman, who is the vice president in the comic books. So it's a different they're going, like, they're using stuff from the comics, but just in a different way. But yeah, Stormfront was a man in the comics. It was Stormfront's come in. She came in tour de force style and just kind of
turned everything on its head almost.
She was the anti-hero at first.
Yeah. Super edgy, really edgy, crass. Like, hey, I know you guys are trying to do this good thing, but that doesn't really work for me. I'm going to say what I want when I want to.
But what's really funny to me is that how subtly she changed to a fascist right-wing person.
Dude.
And was using, and it was one of those things, like, was using the media, social media against everybody, against everything. She was like, I have 5 guys in a basement somewhere churning out all these memes, and Homelander couldn't have done anything about it. Stormfront turning out to be the very first superhero who was literally a Nazi. Not figuratively, not like, he's such a Nazi, but like, no, was part of the Reich, had pictures with her and Goebbels and
Mr.
Heinrich
himself.
Himmler, and it was absolutely insane. I really liked the twist that they did with the Deep and the what was it? The church. What was it? The Church of. I can't remember, but basically it's a takeoff on
the Collective, right?
No. Yeah, the Church of the Collective, which is basically a takeoff on Scientology, and how crazy.
Because he was talking about how much money he paid in and all that stuff. Yeah.
How he. But the way that he turned and he went into it wholeheartedly to try and get back into the superhero team, and
they're like, A-Train, you're back in.
Yeah, he tried to bring A-Train along after A-Train got cut from the group, and I thought it was great that A-Train was the one that turned on Stormfront, because he couldn't get in. It was totally self-serving. He didn't do it altruistically, or he didn't do it to like help anything out. It was like, hey, here's her bio that I stole from the church because she was one of the founding members. I loved how they were like, how she, when talking to A-Train before he got kicked out, was like, I used to be part of that church, but they started letting the wrong people in. It was like, dude.
Yeah, the way she subtly said that, and he was kind of like, "Okay, yeah."
That was before we knew that she was the big bad, or that she was a Nazi.
Now, do you think that was before A-Train knew it as well?
Yeah, that was before any of us knew it. It was it was just her sitting there talking like, "Hey, here's this thing. I was in it, and they started letting the wrong people in."
And he was like, "What do you mean the wrong people?"
Yeah, I was like, "What do you
just like?"
The wrong people,
trash people. And you're like,
I was like, okay.
Because even then I was like, oh, this B. I was like, okay,
yeah,
I got you.
What else?
Oh, so the other thing that I found funny to me was like, so everybody, in the first season, you learn that, well, you hear that all the superheroes have some sort of weakness. You don't know, you don't know what it is. They can't figure it out. Some of them they haven't been able to figure out. Like Homelander, for instance, he can't see through zinc. But as far as what his weakness is, we don't know yet. And then we find out that Translucent, he's armored on the outside, but not from the inside. So then we find out, like, Black Noir. So you have that scene where he walks up to, and I forget the girl's name, where she's the one that's like working on the computer, and he,
the tech,
the analyst. Yeah, he walks up to her, and she's like eating this almond joy, and it's just funny how she's like sitting there typing, and all of a sudden she turns, she's like, oh, and he's like just standing there, like silent, and she's like, oh, like you need, okay, you want, and then he just hands her the note. She looks at the note like, oh, you want pictures of Butcher? It's like, okay, yeah, I can work on that. Or I can do it now. And then she starts typing. And she's like, you want an almond joy? And he just has a trash can out like already. And then you find out later, his weakness is he's got a nut allergy.
Yeah, he's allergic to He's allergic to tree nuts. So he can eat peanut butter, but he can't have tree nuts.
Of all the things for his weakness to be. He's the strong, silent one that you're like, nobody knows how to kill this guy. Like he went up against Kimiko and won, more or less. Or was able to get away, he took her down and was able to get away. But yeah, and then tree nuts.
There's going to be a huge reveal with Black Noir, and it'll be sometime in season 3, because he was a huge part of the comic books. He was a huge part of the ending reveal, and they can't necessarily do that same end with the TV show, but it'll be insane. It's going to be something big. But yeah, the fact that at the very end, Alan went away.
No, I'm still here. My internet's unstable.
The fact that the big reveal at the very, very end was that the Senator Newman was the person, the super who nobody knew about, that was popping the heads of the people in Congress, exploding heads. That was her.
CIA.
Which is very funny. Which means that Vought had been playing both sides against the middle. He had been. You had Homelander. You had all that stuff on one side, and on the other side, through the entire season, she's the one who's been, decrying Vought, and Vaught's horrible, and we need to take him down, and all of this stuff. Turns out, she's a super who is made by Vought, who's more than likely in bed with them completely.
Yeah.
Better make
now. One of the supers that we didn't get to see a lot of was in the Starlight facility, She had the shaved head and was able to crush
Seagrove.
things.
Seagrove Crest something Grove.
Yeah, Seagrove. Yeah, I think that's what it is. But was able to crush things, and then we're able to see her escape and hitch a ride in a car. We don't know what's going on there or where she's going.
No idea where she's going or what's going to happen. The fact that it came out that soups were made and not born, it was one of those things where, that was the big thing. That was the big, this is how we're going to screw them over. It's going to come out and they're not going to have anything to do. And the fact that the company weathered the storm. I mean, this would be like if Amazon and Google and Apple and everything all came together. That's how big the company is. They're everywhere. They're in everything.
Yeah.
So it's
global. They're in everything.
It's such a weird.
The other guys.
Yeah, it's such a. But yeah, no, it was such a good. it's such a good series. It's taking all your most well-known superhero tropes and saying, hey, what if they're assholes?
Mm-hmm.
What if to the public they're perfect, but behind closed doors they're just really horrible people?
Or some of them are just regular people. They have,
Yeah.
I mean, they had regular lives at one point. I mean, you see Maeve, and you see how like now they're trying to push her as like the head of the LGBTQ, community, and she's like, kind of doesn't want any of that. Doesn't want to be put in that spotlight. But they're like, no, this is totally you. You can totally do this. They have like a whole product line after, like a marketing push, and now she's got like all these branded, Pride products, and she's like, it's because of Homelander, because he's a jerk.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that was
then
the other thing.
Homelander, they had the blind guy who was going to be like part of the Seven, and then Homelander's like, no,
yeah, the Daredevil stand-in.
Yes.
And then he was like, yeah, what happens if you do this? And he hits him on the ears and just claps his hands on his ears, and the guy just drops, and it was like, you're nothing.
Yeah,
you're nothing. Yeah,
I did not see that going. I did not see that coming, because as soon as he did it, I was like, oh, I was like, dude.
And when Homelander, well, the fact, like going back to the Homelander and Maeve thing, the fact that he was doing that just to fuck with her.
Yes.
Like he outed her on a morning TV show or whatever, and and it was one of those things where it was like, what are you talking? It was like, wow. And then was like, no, you're going to be happy. And it was like, I'm going to control every aspect of your life. I'm going to force you to do this thing, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then of course the corporation has to get involved and try and spin everything. And it was like, yeah, we want you to have a, like with her, what was her partner's name, Elena or something like that. Yeah. And it was like, Elena, we want you in this nice pantsuit. We want you in this. And it was like, I don't,
because it says this about your
and it's like we really, what we like is a feminine, people like it when there's someone in a lesbian relationship, when there's someone who's feminine and someone who's masculine.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the shit? And it was like, yeah, well, that Maeve isn't, she's not lesbian, she's bi. And it's like, well, yeah, but we don't need to go, we're going to play up the lesbian angle.
Yeah, because
it was
the general public looks down upon bi relationships and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yeah.
And they're not wrong. I mean, that's how marketing people work. That's how it's, that's how they move shit around.
That's what they went to school for. That's what they study.
But no, it was it was a roller coaster. And I love watching stuff like that all in one setting, because it's just like a big movie. It's one of those things where it's just like, what did I just watched 8 hours of this stuff on Saturday night.
Okay. When do you start this? Like to get 8 hours in?
9 in the morning.
Start? No, I started at like 4 in the afternoon.
Okay.
And do you like 4 to midnight or something like that? I mean, yeah.
Do you ever switch in like a 30-minute show somewhere just to kind of break it up, or no?
Depends on the show. But yeah, I mean, like I'll stop and eat and stop and talk to my wife and kid and do whatever for, and just talk to them for a little while, and then I'll come back and finish it. I think I finished it. I took a couple breaks. We ate, we did stuff like that. And then it was, I think I finished about 1:30 in the morning, something like that. But I mean, it's like a movie marathon. You know what I mean? It's like, it's watching 8 hours of
all the Lord of the Rings.
6, 8, yeah.
Which I did last year with some friends. We had in the before times every summer. My friend Liz has a Lord of the Rings watching party, and we start very early in the morning, and we cook all of like the 7 meals that the hobbits have: breakfast, second breakfast, 11sies, luncheon,
11sies,
all of those things. And so we have all of the meals, and that's just, and we watched all the movies. But no, I can do stuff like that just because, I mean, we're not going out, we're not doing stuff, we're not, we're we want to stay as safe as possible. So we've that's how we've decided. It's one of those things that I can do, and it's like I can still be here and usually I'm watching like on my iPad with headphones or just on my iPad, so I'm not taking up the TV. I'm not, other people can do stuff around me, and it's, I'm still there in the room, and if I need to participate in something, I can put it down.
Yeah.
But no, dude, what a great what
Now,
a great show.
Obviously, they're going to have a season 3. I say obviously. I mean, it's kind of vague, but
No, it's been announced.
It's already been greenlit for season 3. Okay.
Yeah. One of the people that they have coming on to play another Soup is and they talked about him in this season a little bit. Soldier Boy was somebody who is who is their Captain America kind of a thing, and he is going to be played by Jensen Ackles, who was on Supernatural.
Ooh. Oh, not that Soldier Boy. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
No.
That okay.
No, Jensen Ackles is. Yeah, Jensen Ackles was played.
One of the brothers.
Yes, Sam Winchester. The kind of shorter, the guy that drives the car. The car they call Baby.
Supernatural good. I've never seen it. I've never seen Supernatural.
It is. It's long. I tried to. I watched it, and I can't remember. About a year ago, we had our Netflix account got hacked, so we had to kill our Netflix account and start a new one. So all of the stuff, where I had like these were my shows, and I knew where I could go and find out what episode I stopped on. All that was gone. But yeah, it's I think it's over now, but it's your basic kind of horror monster of the week kind of thing, but it has several stories that take place throughout the seasons that take a couple of seasons to tell. But yeah, it's a fun show. I mean, it's not too heady. And it's not too. I mean, it was on network television. It was CW. So it's, so it was horror, but it wasn't like gory horror. Like there's demons and the devil and vampires and ghosts and shit like that. But it's fun, huh? Supernatural.
Oh, okay.
But it was fun, and I don't like horror movies, but I like that. So.
Kind of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Next Generation kind of thing.
Kinda, but I would say that the story in that, the story within Supernatural was better, in my opinion. And Buffy's really good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to knock Buffy, but I think that because Supernatural was on for so long, it was a top-rated show for I want to say every season that it was on. They got to do what they wanted. They never had to worry about being canceled. So they got to write the way they wanted to and tell these kind of long form stories that took several seasons to get through, where you would get like pieces of stuff in different episodes and that all together would make sense.
Yeah, I follow you. What was your favorite TV series? 90s, 2000s, that kind of thing. Adult life. I'm going to give you the Highlander TV series. I love that one. And then The Crow, which was only 2 seasons. But man, dude, it played on the original Crow and that storyline, but it stretched it out to 2 seasons. It was really good.
I never watched the Crow TV show. I owned The Crow on DVD. That was a great, if you can find an old copy of The Crow on DVD and watch the behind the scenes features or whatever, there's an interview with a guy who wrote the comic book, and it's fucking heartbreaking because he wrote that after his I can't remember if it was girlfriend or fiance or something was killed in a car crash, but like this unexpected kind of thing, and it threw him into a deep depression, and that's where the idea of The Crow came from. So that's why he wrote it and how he wrote it. the original comic. Let's see, for me, TV shows.
Magnum.
Battlestar Galactica.
With the original or the second?
The second one, the one that was on Sci-Fi in the 2000s.
That was pretty good.
That was great. And Firefly was amazing.
Haven't seen that.
You've never seen Firefly?
Not seen
Oh,
I saw the movie. What the movie was?
Serenity.
Serenity. I've seen Serenity.
The movie makes a lot more sense once you've seen the one season TV show.
I bet.
It was
Oh, that was only a season?
One season. It lasted one season.
Wow, how did that happen?
Fox was stupid because it came out and it was kind of doomed from the start because they played the episodes out of order. So the first episode that they played on air was what should have been like the third episode. So yeah, they played it out of order, and it had a great cult following, but nobody, but it was just one of those things where it was like they just didn't give it a chance. And it was back at the time. It was at that time where right before streaming, because if you had put Firefly on any streaming service, it would have stayed on forever. But the fact that they, it was on a major network and it wasn't doing amazing crazy numbers, but it had a great following and it was doing steady numbers, they were like, nah, we'll get rid of it, because they just didn't know what to do with it. It was a space western. You're dealing with space cowboys. So such a great show though. I've rewatched that series probably 4 times.
The guy that is he's a blonde-headed guy. I don't know. He's playing with dinosaurs in the picture I'm looking at, but he is the android in one of the Star Wars movies.
Yeah, he's that's Alan Tudyk. He's yes. K2SO in the not prequel, but in the Rogue One. And
he's also in dang it, what was that TV series on Amazon that is the superhero? No, it's DC, and it is with the robot. I'm sorry, squirrel.
No, you're fine.
Not playing this game called podcasting right.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I'll find it here in a second, but he's the bad guy in that show. Have y'all seen that? If you would know what this movie was, Scott, maybe you could help out.
No, I know what you're talking about. It's the DC show. It's the one that was has Brendan Fraser in it, yep. And yeah, but I've never seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
It's pretty good. I would consider that a must watch. Maybe not a must.
What about you, Alan? What were some shows? What were your shows in the 90s and 2000s?
So I had to Google 90s TV so I can actually remember some of these. Obviously, Saved by the Bell was one that I remember watching after school. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Fresh Prince is another one. Dragon Ball Z I never really got into until I was in my 20s. Then I got into it.
Well, that was with a lot of people though, because I mean that was when Cartoon Network was around and they would have that Toonami afternoons or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could watch Dragon Ball Z. I remember when I was in my 20s, and who was I dating? I was dating some girl, and I was at my house, and she called. And she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just watching TV." She's like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "Oh, I'm watching this dumb cartoon show, Dragon Ball Z." It sucked me. And she was like, "I love Goku and da da da. Which one is it? Is he, And she knew all about it, and I was like, "Oh shit." Cool.
Yeah, I was hanging out with my buddy Thad, and we walked into his house, and his brother Tommy was watching Dragon Ball Z in the living room. Mm-hmm. I was like, "What are you guys watching?" I mean, because it was him and another guy named Jason, who was Ben's brother, Jason. They were all watching. I was like, "What are you guys watching?" It's Dragon Ball Z, and I was watching it for a little bit, and I was like, "This is stupid." Like, I don't understand. They're like, no, it's not stupid. You got to really like give it a chance. I was like, whatever, dude. And then later on, I was like, this is awesome. But yeah, Boy Meets World, obviously, because Topanga. Come on.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's also like some other Step by Step and like.
Oh, you know what I did watch though?
Martin.
I know this was not. I watched the Disney version, the Girl Meets World, where
I
it's
never saw Girl Meets World.
You have Disney Plus, you can see it now, and it's basically it's Corey and Topanga's daughter. But there's a lot of and it's very like cheesy teenagery stuff for Disney Channel, but there's a lot of callbacks to the original Boy Meets World, which was kind of cool that it's set in, in that universe. Sean comes back, and Eric's and Corey's brother Eric comes back, and you see Mr. Feeney a couple of times and stuff like that. Minkus comes back.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like Sister, I'm sure Family Guy is in there somewhere. Family Guy. No, not Family Guy. Family Matters.
Family Matters.
Yeah.
With Urkel?
Yeah. I remember seeing like Xena Warrior Princess, Full House. But yeah, I mean, those are some of the ones I definitely remember.
Well, guys, what do y'all think? Is it time for the question wheel, or?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right on.
Yeah, sure. Sorry. My sister just texted me. I'll show you the picture. So my sister sent me this. Come on, picture. She sent me this. And she said, I'm getting one for Greg. Do you want one? I need to know your size and color. And I just text her back saying, you're getting your husband a nightgown? Because what this looks like, it just looks like a giant
t-shirt.
A giant t-shirt that goes down to your knees.
I had two of those growing up. Big nightshirts like that. Yeah. Made me feel like
nightshirts.
Well, how old were you?
I was probably 10.
22.
Well, 13 years, 22. If someone gave me one, I'd probably wear it. They were definitely comfortable.
I remember wearing when I was little, wearing my dad's shirt as a sleep shirt. You know what I mean? I mean, it was one of those things that was like, hey, here's my dad's old t-shirt. And that's what and it went down past my knees, and it was whatever. I don't know if I could wear one now. I don't. Well, and it's not because it's a dress or anything along those lines, but I don't know if it would be comfortable. I mean, I don't know if it would be comfortable while
in bed.
It feels like the
you get twisted
longer
up
it is, it would wrap around or whatever. Because usually when I sleep, I just sleep in boxers, like no shirt, no nothing, just boxers, or if it's cold, I have like some sleep pants that I'll put on. You know what I mean? Like lounge pants that I'll put on. But
yeah,
same here.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be comfortable.
Well, weekend guys.
Wheel of morality.
Why? How did you just get an echo?
Who's echoing?
Both Alan and I are.
Gotcha. Yeah, so welcome, Weekenders. Hey, just to let you know, if you have a hypothetical question you'd like to be on the wheel, just put it in the comments, and we will toss it up here. We do have some discretion. But just here we go. Y'all ready to spin the wheel?
Didn't we do that toilet paper one already?
Did we? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did toilet paper last week.
Yep. I will take that off. I apologize. Let's hope that it doesn't get on there. But there are some good ones on here. I've added a couple more.
We'll respin if it does.
It's got sound and everything.
Boop, 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 boop.
Do you think aliens exist?
Of course they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know that we have made contact with them. I don't know that any of the stuff that's come out recently, like the government files that have come out recently where they've like shown UFOs, with
Go, hey
fighter
guys, they're
pilots are
real.
going like, yeah, that was something that may have been missed in 2020 during pandemic times.
Still haven't talked about it. I'm shocked. Still.
The Pentagon released information that they've found literal UFOs, unidentified flying objects that don't make a lot of sense in the way that they move and all of that stuff.
Let me break this down. Do you think there's another life form? How do we define that? Because we have found life forms on Mars. Walking, that kind of life form.
I think that's what everybody's too concentrated on. I think that everybody's concentrated on walking, talking, sentient beings that, humanoid of some sort. But at the same time, I think that even if we found plant life on another planet, that's an alien.
Okay,
I don't think they have to be
bacteria.
sentient.
We don't have it in our solar system.
I don't think they have to be sentient to be aliens.
No, it doesn't. It can be what is sentient? No. I don't think it does, right? It can be an amoeba, and
It
that's
could be a hive mind. It could be, I don't know, anything.
Bacteria
Yeah.
would be an alien. Any single-celled organism would be alien life. If it doesn't come from Earth, it is alien. Yes, I think I believe that it is. Do I think that we could have sentient life on other planets? Absolutely.
Yes.
In another galaxy or something else, absolutely. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
I think we're stupid.
Or do you think there might be something in our solar system?
I'm going to guess outside our solar system.
I'm not going to
say
galaxy.
Sure.
Within the galaxy, sure. But I don't think that we'll find sentience within our solar system.
Solar system, no.
Yeah.
Now, I think that we as humans have to be completely either ignorant or just stupid to go, well, we're the only ones.
Yeah, it's
I mean, with all the other galaxies, and then with all the other galaxies out there, with and again, the hundreds of millions of billions of stars and hundreds of millions of billions of planets around those stars that happen to be in this habitable zone, or that we call the habitable zone, which may not be habitable. It may not be habitable for us, but a planet that's not in that zone might be habitable for another form of life. Yeah, there's got to be life out there somewhere else. That's probably intelligent. There has to be life out there that I say there has to be. That's my own thought. I think there is life out there that's intelligent.
I agree.
That has conquered space travel of some sort and is probably more advanced than us, and that's why they haven't made contact, because they're like, look at these fucking idiots down there. What are they doing?
Whoa. Not more intelligent than me. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be one of those things like if they show up and it's like, what do you mean they're smarter than us? Well, they've mastered interstellar flight, and we haven't. So
we're still picking sides.
Yeah.
We're still picking.
We're still picking sides. Like this.
We're still picking sides.
So
like idiots.
I've been playing this game called Stellaris on my Xbox, Stellaris Console Edition, and basically you pick a race, and then you conquer the galaxy more or less. And so, not because of this game, but this game has made me think a lot more about. Now that you bring up this question, this game has made me think a lot more about alien life and all that stuff to an extent. I mean, this is, and I've thought about alien life myself for quite a bit. And then I've also listened to there's a website that kind of conquered the whole Fermi paradox, why they haven't contacted us or why we haven't contacted them. And they kind of go into like all the little, the different classes of civilization, the different levels of civilization and all that stuff. And they talk about there's a wall of like a non-visible wall that life has to cross through in order to become intelligent and all that stuff. So it's actually a really good read. It's really, really good. It's long, but it's a really, really good read as far as like why we haven't found life out there. It's pretty interesting. But after reading it, it's like, I don't know. It makes me think. And then the game is it's fun, but it also makes me think, because like I think we concentrate too much on these habitable zone planets and if it doesn't have liquid water, then there can't be life on it. It's like, well, that's not there can't be life for us, sure, but I don't think that's necessarily true for other alien life. It could be plants on this planet, and they're not intelligent plants, but they're just plants. You know what I mean? Or like Justin said, bacteria, not intelligent bacteria, but it's bacteria nonetheless, and they've learned how to survive in space or on this rocky planet that has molten lava everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ocean world. Yeah.
Ocean world. Oh.
All water, but man, guess what? There's life there.
You think there's dribbles out there?
Dribbles?
Dribbles?
Dribbles. What are dribbles?
Tribble.
Tribbles. Sorry.
Tribbles from Star Trek.
I'm not a Trekkie.
I just got fired.
Do not understand what tribbles are.
They're trouble.
I know what porgs are.
The trouble with tribbles.
The trouble with tribbles. That's episode.
We're in Barney Rubble. Trouble.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that was the the question wheel.
I like it. So, are we wrapping it up here?
Do it.
I got food.
All right. So if we have any questions or comments, feel free to email us at theweekenda2z@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at A2Z Weekend. Past that, you can go to anchor.fm/A2Z Weekend, where you will find all 11 locations for our podcast. You can search for us on YouTube. Just search Weekend A to Z and it should pop up. Past that, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Hey, friends, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, if you want to submit a question to the wheel, just write into the comments on YouTube, and we will once it's vetted.
We'll vet the question first.
We'll vet the question, but if it's a sensible question that's not like, what's your body count, or
what's your body count?
Whatever.
Have you ever killed somebody? Well, I can answer that question. No.
Well, that's not the body count I'm talking about.
I know the body count you're talking about.
But that kind of stuff where it's like, I don't want to say stuff like that and get people in trouble or get myself in trouble. So anyway, we'll put it on the wheel.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you on the flip flop.
Pow pow.
Hey, bring America together again. Vote for me, Scott Bailey, 2020.
Vote for Scott. I didn't.
I did not.
Love you.